Just double check that we are live. We should be. But I know we had that one incident with Chronic way back.
Dude, it's like we were like what, an hour deep,
Yeah.
hour and a half deep, and we are just like, all right, let's restart.
No, we were 45 minutes deep, and
Was it
yeah, we had talked about Kongs. We had talked about I don't remember exactly what, but we had good topics.
everything? Yeah, we talked about a lot.
Yep. Oh, I see you got the blur effect on. I see you. I see
Yeah,
you.
you know,
Yeah,
sometimes the background can get a little distracting.
yeah.
So yeah,
Damn, you're in
Okay,
the
yeah.
stream and you're in the chat. What's going on? AwesomeisJayell.
yeah,
Yo,
being in the
yo.
chat. That's cool.
But we are live though. We're live. We're
Yep.
live. We're live. I had to double check real quick. Make sure we good, man. We good to go.
So what's going on, everybody? We are with AwesomeisJayell. He's got his own YouTube channel. It's in the description below. If you would like to go check him out, you should. And this is, Cleanup and me, Lucky Ocean Podcast.
Same old, same old. Yeah. How's your guys' Memorial Day going?
It went well. What
Extra.
about yours?
Mine's good. Memorial Day, for those that don't know, might be overseas or whatever, might not understand it. It's to memorialize those who were lost in war. And so, yeah, we get a government holiday for that, So generally, there's some beer or, a bunch of flags flying and let's see, hot dogs, burgers, the whole 9 yards.
America.
Yeah.
America.
America shit. Yeah, mowing lawns. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, it's just the extra day off. I had a day off today from my normal 9 to 5, and so that was refreshing, And I stayed outside and sat by a pool and kind of hung out. Did you guys do anything cool?
Did you do anything AwesomeisJayell? Wait, should I just call you? I'm just going to call you JL.
Yeah, you just call me JL, bro. You don't have to say the whole name every time.
Yeah, I
man.
know.
Like, it's like an intro every time you say my name. But
I know, right?
yeah, you just say JL. But I'm gonna do my intro. Yo, this is your boy AwesomeisJayell, aka the biggest music artist in the metaverse. Yeah, man, and I'm live with the homie Atlanick and Cleanup, man. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, what did I do for Memorial Day? Me and wifey actually, we went to what's the name of the barbecue spot? What is the name of it? I want to say it's Das Barbecue or something like that.
Okay.
But it's over there. It's actually in the city. It's in Atlanta. It's in the city. But yeah, it was a nice spot, man. It's really good. We eat there every now and then. I'm not like a huge barbecue person, but today we went over there and we indulged. It was great. It was great. And we did that. I came back and got on my DJing grind again, and wifey actually went to the pool today. She actually did what you did, Cleanup. Like, she was just sitting by the pool, chilling. We had some people over in our community at the pool. It's always somebody over there doing something. So she was chilling. So it was a nice chill day today.
Hell yeah. Yeah, my brother came home out of nowhere. I wasn't even expecting him to come home because he's over in college, but classes had ended. So now he's just kind of living there because you have to pay, like a full year. So even during the summer, he's got to stay there or he can come back, but he's paying for a house for free or for nothing rather. So might as well live there. He came back and we just played cornhole with the family. We went outside, played a few hours of cornhole and came back in and yeah, it was chill.
That's dope. That's dope, man. It's definitely dope.
So what does your brother think about you doing all this, Nick?
I think he thinks it's pretty cool. I know he doesn't really understand it, but he's 21 almost, or maybe 22. I always screw it up. I think he's 22. So yeah, I hear some echo. But anyways, is it from you, JL, or me?
I'm not sure. How I would be giving any echo.
Am I tripping? Is it just me that hears it?
I don't hear it. Hold on, let me mute and see if you hear it.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's good now. So yeah, we'll just mute on and off. But yeah, I think he thinks it's cool, but you know, I know he doesn't really know NFTs or nothing like that. So he's just like, oh, you know, like, I don't know. I've always been kind of like a weirdo in the family. Like everybody's kind of done like traditional things, you know what I mean? And I've always just been like, you know, like I want to be a rapper. Like I want to like be a YouTuber. I want to be this. And like, you know, my family just always kind of looked at me like, whatever, man, like do you, you know, like I've just kind of always been like the weirdo. So like me doing this is just like, oh, you know, Nick's doing another like, you know, online thing. Like it makes sense, you know, like but he's happy for me because he knew like I was miserable doing my other job. So
Yeah, but he doesn't know about NFTs. Isn't that kind of crazy that you
he
can be
kind
into
of
it?
knows.
He kind of does, but not like
I mean,
he'll get
he's in
his
a fraternity, you know, he's into like drinking, partying, going hanging out with friends and like, you know,
okay.
like
Yeah.
legit DJ and stuff, you know. He's still, you know, I've tried to get him into investing. He'll like dabble here and there. So like he's got some money, you know, for his birthdays, I give him like stocks of Neo, like Neo shares, you know, like I just want to like help him, you know, kind of like push him in that direction. But you know, I'm happy for him in whatever life that you choose because I know there's many ways to look at it, right? Like you can invest your whole life and just become like decently wealthy or like okay when you're older. Sometimes you can become super rich and like retire early. And sometimes you can make really bad decisions and like this is just your job. You just invest, right? So you know, however he wants to live his life, you know, it's his life and it's all good. But obviously, you know, I feel like with my knowledge or whatever, or my like efforts into investing, it will pay off. So I'm just kind of a fanatic with investing. I go too hard.
Yeah, no. I, I'm the only one in my family that kind of like understands this, right? So it's very difficult to like talk about with anybody just because it's like, well, nobody surrounding me knows anything about it. You know, none of my the people that I work with, like nobody at all. And so it's kind of like I feel like, yo, what's my outlet? You know what I mean? And so it's kind of funny how common like your common day to day real life friends might have no idea what this stuff is that we're doing, and they just think it's all like weird, you know, and very foreign and seems really flimsy. But like for me, it's like this has been the most solid thing I've had in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like a good feeling, um, you know, gaining confidence, other things like that. I think, believe it or not, like the space, crypto space, and like CNFTs plus, it drives me because there's so much to learn, right? You know, if you've only been through one bull run or one bear market, like you're still new to the game. Like, so it's like there's so much to learn, like knowing when to pull into alts and when to pull into like, you know, the larger coins and stuff like that. It just, yeah, there's a lot to learn. So yeah, the learning never stops, and that's I think one of the main things that drove me to crypto, that caused me to completely realign my thinking. And so, and now with NFTs, it's like, holy crap! Now they're adding another layer for me to learn. You know, because this is in Cardano our first bull run with NFTs ever, and it was very very short lived. So the next one it should be pretty interesting, I think. JL, you're the guest here. I need to let you speak, man. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. You good. You good. Yeah, it's interesting how you were talking about basically how you really don't have that many people to relate to, like as far as crypto, like in your immediate circle, or you know, at every like on an everyday life basis, or day to day. It's funny because I actually was introduced to crypto by my brother. So that's funny. He actually introduced he does it like it's so funny. Me and my brother are so funny, right? Because he always introduces me to things, but I take it and I take it to a whole nother level. Like I'm the type of person that's like anime. Like he introduced me to anime when we were younger, right? And he was like, "Oh, you know, anime is this, Watch this, watch Naruto, watch this or that, right?" And then I watch it, and then I'll go off on my own journey, and then we'll talk maybe a year later. You know, of course we talk in between then, but you know, it'll be a big time or maybe a family event. We'll start talking about it. I'm like, man, you know, I watched over like 300 anime. He's like, what? Like, what? Like, how did you get past me? I introduced you to this. So the same thing happened with crypto. You know, he came to me. He was actually talking about crypto. He actually made a lot of money off of ADA early. Like he invested in ADA like when it was like literally like 2 cents. Like, so he was in super early, right? But he got in and he actually flipped his shares. He flipped, I think he made like 30K or something like that. You know, I disclose that information. I don't care. I'm just real with mine. But so he, you know, he made some money, but he looked at it like, oh, he looked at it kind of like, I guess how somebody would look at stocks, like a typical DJ and play, you know, he just looked at it like, oh, you know, I made this much money and yeah, I sold it and that's it. Right. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, it was something about Cardano that kept coming back into my frequency because it was like, I kept seeing it everywhere. Right. This before I actually invested in Cardano. Like I would see my brother told me about it first. Right. And then I kept hearing about it everywhere. And then I started hearing about, oh, Africa, you know, they're helping with Africa. They're going green. They're green crypto. And all these things were appealing to me. It's like it was haunting me until I got to the point where I was like, okay, I got to invest in this. Right. And then also my name, my real name is Cordarius. That's my name. My name is Cordarius. So it's like Cardano, Cordarius. And I'm like, oh, it was like signs. It was literally like signs. Like, I don't know if you guys are spiritual. I'm very spiritual. So I would get these signs and I'm like, whoa, hold on. Let me see what this is about, right? So I jumped in and I started investing in Cardano. At first, it was just crypto. You know, I was just investing in crypto, just kind of trying to stack my bags and whatnot. And then the next evolution of it was like, because I was like, man, my brother knew about this because I always knew my relationship between me and my brother was like, I'm the one that always takes things to another level, right? So I'm like, well, he got into it before me. Like, in you know, usually the relationship isn't like that. I'm like, oh, usually I'm ahead in some kind of way, you know, and that's just, you know, that's just sibling rivalry, man. This is what it is. I'm the oldest, you know what I mean? He's the youngest. So I'm like, I'm missing something here. I feel like I'm supposed to do something special with this. He sold his shares, but why did he sell his shares though? And why do I have mine? You know? So I kept going forward and I was like, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then one day I started seeing NFTs and I always knew NFTs were a thing. I seen Board AVI Club and I was like, man, I like these. I like NFTs, but why doesn't Cardano have NFTs? Like literally the meme that everyone posts on Twitter. I was like, does Cardano have NFTs? And then I looked and they actually did. It wasn't that many at the time. You know what I mean? I came around November. November is when I literally came in. So I was like, well, they don't have many, but I'm just gonna dive into them because I had been stacking my bags anyway. And then after that, I got into them. I'm like, oh, these are cool. I'm into them. And I tried to talk to my wife about them. You know what I mean? Like at first she was like, because she's very understanding. Like she's very understanding. She actually understands crypto. Like literally, she understands it. I broke it down because I'm a great teacher. That's another thing that I'm great at. I'm a like super teacher, right? I can teach anybody anything. You know what I mean? No matter how complex, big or small it is. So I taught her everything. She knows about crypto. She knows about Boss Cat, all of that. You know, so when I bring up certain things about protocols, all of that, she's like, oh yeah, I know that. You taught me. I'm like, okay, cool. So it got to a point where, but earlier she was telling me, and she was like, you know, I'm kind of tired of you talking about crypto. Why don't you create a YouTube channel or something? Like, and I was like, I should create a YouTube channel because I was always trying to search for, you know, Cardano NFTs and no one was making videos about it except for Atlanick. And like, I think Blake CNFT and like, it was like nobody else, like it was like a desert. And I was like, well, I guess I'll just make some videos about it. So that's really kind of my story of the entry into like Cardano and NFTs, like all in a nutshell.
You were telling me about some about Ethereum too, because I remember you came in and we had a brief discussion about average bears, and you know, I was like, yeah, it's just like, you know, I'm buying this rug pull, man, you know, and you were like, you were like, what do you mean, bro? And I was like, bro, I'm buying the hell out of this shitty ass rug pull, you know, like. And like, you know, if average bears does turn out to be legit and they don't rug or whatever, like that's cool, right? I mean, I bought some, right? I said it in jest as a joke because they made their Discord within a week or two and then immediately launched and gained 19,000 people, right? Like, dude, no way, right? And it's very obvious. There's like hardly any reactions in the Discord. The floor price crashed like instantly. You know, there's only 100,000 after 2 days of volume. Now I think it's closer to like 150. But you were telling me, you were like, but this is like super common in Ethereum. And I was assuming it was super common in Ethereum, but I didn't actually know enough to like be comfortable saying that. So do you also do Ethereum NFTs at all, or and did you do that before Cardano?
No, it's funny because I was actually when I was first messing around with Cardano, I was also messing around with BSC as well, the Binance Smart Chain. So I was messing with them a little bit, and it's so funny because and I was messing with Ethereum a little bit, but I never bought NFTs on BSC or Ethereum. But however, I did research a lot of them, like, but I just never came to the conclusion to actually jump in because of the exact reason of what you're talking about. How I was saying it was common. Well, ETH projects, the first thing they do is beef up the Twitter. They beef up the Twitter and they beef up the Discord so much to the point where you can't tell what's real and what's fake. And so I was running into a lot of that when I was trying to invest in Ethereum NFTs. And I came to the conclusion of, well, everything is pumped, everything is hype. So how am I going to make a sound financial decision on these? Like, everything is just hype and pumped. It can be an NFT, it could be a project literally come out tomorrow on Twitter and have like 115,000 followers. And it's like, and then you'll see like 100,000 likes and retweets. And you're like, bro, like, I just seen you come out. You just came out yesterday, you know, but excuse me, but it's like people buy it. They buy it. But I was never comfortable with doing that because I was like, that's one of the main reasons why I never bought into Ethereum, because I could see through all the hype and all the smoke and mirrors, man. And another thing about Ethereum with me is like, you never hear about the projects that are like, it's nowhere, it's no in between with Ethereum, right? It's like you never hear about the project. What about the projects that are in the middle, like, or projects that fell and came back, right? You never hear about a comeback story on Ethereum ever. You never heard of a project coming back because everything is just so superficial, man. Everything's so superficial over there. And that's one of the main reasons why I like Cardano. Like, it's like a regular, I don't want to say, it's not that it's just a regular blockchain, but it doesn't have as many eyes on it to the point where venture capitalists are coming in and they're trying to make a lot of money off of it, right? We're in a sweet spot right now. And I mean, eventually you're going to have them. They're going to come. They're going to come eventually, right? But right now, at this point, we're at a sweet spot in the space where it's like, okay, we can have this for ourselves for this time being. You know what I mean? And the people that are in early gonna get rewarded. We're gonna make our money. We're gonna do our thing, right? And we're gonna continue to grow. And then it's gonna get to the point where the venture capitalists are gonna swoop in, and they're gonna have these fake projects and all. You know how Solana is, man. Solana, Ethereum, all of them. You know, they just do these ultra big things that Adidas and Nike and all of them coming in. You know, we got Snoop Dogg. At least that's not like. It's not like over the top, like, you know what I mean? Like, Snoop Dogg is feasible. It's like, okay, Snoop Dogg is cool. Like, you know, he's not like coming in like a venture capitalist trying to super capitalize off everything. Like, he's just a cool guy trying to trying to make some, of course he's trying to make money, you know, but he's not trying to like overdo it. You know what I mean? So
I mean, the cool thing with Snoop Dogg too was he joined Clay like after Clay had already made a name for themselves. So it wasn't like Snoop Dogg's coming out with this big ass NFT collection tomorrow and you're just now
yeah.
hearing about it. It was like, you know, no, Snoop Dogg's partnering up with Clay. Clay's been here, so like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So was there any like things that you saw on ETH that you necessarily liked? There were things that I liked and that just kind of went by the wayside, right? There was one that was like more than gamers. Like I was really big. I don't know. I just like the way that it kind of looked, and I thought like it had this awesome trailer, and I was like, dude, I feel like I might want to even mint these, even though I was like a purely sort of like Cardano guy. Like I was very hyped on the project, and if you look at it now, you can buy one for like $70. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, well, that kind of sucked. And the other one that I looked at was this one called Mechaverse, right? And I'm sure we all saw Mechaverse or like whatever it was. Like you had ones that were selling for like 13 ETH back when it was like almost like 8K, 9K, something like that. You know, it was crazy prices. And so, and now you can get one for like, I think like a couple $100. You know what I mean? It's just, you don't know. And those two were some of the most hype projects out there, you know? So I'm very unfamiliar. And it is like you said, you know, and those look cool. I mean, even
These
to
do
this
look
day,
really cool.
they look great. But the thing is like, this is the most hype project, right? One of them. And like, even that failed. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's because maybe they didn't deliver and stuff like that, which I totally get. But like, man, at least on Cardano, like you can kind of tell like what the big players are immediately. You know what I mean? Like you got Buds, you got Clays, you got Kongs, and then you got like Yumi Universe, whatever. And then
Equine,
Equine is okay, but like
Ugly Bro.
they're kind of running in the background a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Equine in all honesty. I'm just glad that they're still cheap, man. I'm probably gonna keep buying more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to pick up one or two. I need to pick them up. I was saying that I was like, man, I hope they go down to like 200, so I can like just scoop them.
Yeah, we were talking in a Twitter space yesterday, and somebody was like, "Yeah, I'm looking at this equine for 270," and I was like, "There's an equine for 270," and they were like, "No, there's not."
That's funny. That is hilarious. But yeah, I agree. Clean up. I definitely agree, man. It's just, man, it's just so much stuff going on over there on their blockchain that it's really hard to sift through things. And I seen this Mechaverse thing. I seen videos where, you know, YouTubers was pumping it like, oh, you're gonna be able to 100x, you know, the typical ETH. That's another thing too. Like even the ETH YouTubers or even the YouTubers on different blockchains, they're totally different from us as YouTubers. Like they guarantee gains. Like that's their big thing. Like you're gonna 25x. This is gonna change your life. You know.
How do you not get in trouble for that?
I don't know. I don't.
Like, bro, I gotta say, not financial advice in every freaking video. I put it in the Discord. I put it in my Twitter. Like, bro, I put it everywhere. I'm scared to say not anything without saying not financial advice afterwards. And these people are just like, you know, buy my project, guaranteed 100x, change your life tomorrow. You know, I'm just like, wait, what?
Yeah. I don't know how to get away with it, but yeah, they made huge followings off guaranteeing gains, man. And so on Cardano, we just do it completely different. I just think it sucks, man. Going back to what Cleanup said, I think it sucks for some of these project creators to like create these projects and then, you know, they get so hyped and then they just disappear. Like they Mechaverse had all of that hype for like almost 2 months, man. And the whole project just dissipated. Like, and I was just like, how is this? Like, how are people creating these projects and then, you know, having all this hype and these floors are super high and then it just disappear? And that's what I was saying about ETH, man. It's a tricky game, man. It's too tricky for me. Like, it's like, I can't tell what has value and what doesn't besides the OG, you know, like Cyber Kongs and Bored Ape Yacht Club. And that's another thing too, the top 10 on OpenSea, the top 10 on OpenSea is not consistent either. Like you might see, like the only three you'll see maybe in the top 3 is Cyber Kongs and Bored Ape Yacht Club. Maybe those two. Everything else is a straight rotation. Like there's always a rotation, and it's like trying to hit a moving target on everything, you know. And that's too much for me. I don't need that type of headache. And then you're dealing with a lot of money too at the same time.
Like, bro, if you were to put a gun to my head and said, "Here, you need to pick a NFT on Ethereum that's going to 2x within the next week," I would die. I would literally die. Like there would be no shot in hell. Even things that are minting. Like I wouldn't even know the first thing about minting an NFT on Ethereum, because to me that's such a risk.
Yeah, if you send in your transaction and it fails, there goes your money, bro. Good luck. GG.
And then it's just like, okay, so I can't get into Bored Apes, right? Unless short of selling my house, right? Then I could buy a Bored Ape or like whatever. The only thing that I can think of that has kind of like a good feel-good story would be like the Degen tunes or whatever, you know, that people rock, that have been kind of adopted through Cardano, like these little guys right here.
Yeah, this is essentially to me a Cardano project, man.
It seems like that, doesn't it?
That's the only reason why it took off. That's the only reason why.
What do you guys think about Degenerates? Because it kind of looks like this. Have y'all seen it?
It does look like this project.
Look it up.
What are you thinking though? What are you thinking though, JL? You thinking does it matter? Are derivative projects on Cardano like okay to flip? Like what's your opinion on those?
I'm gonna tell you this, right? I think they are okay to flip, but Degenerates just got taken out. Have you heard of Ada Tunes?
I just heard about it today.
Ada Tunes is literally this in 3D. Like literally. So now that derivative is going to take the place of Degenerates. Like, so Ada Tunes is the next hype thing right now, like coming out on Cardano that looks like that. And that's basically what they said in their bio. They're basically like, well, you know, we're influenced by other projects, but we're on Cardano. It was like a straight shot at Degen Tunes, like literally. See, like,
yeah, these look just like it, only they look better.
Yeah,
but you know, like
it's the same thing. But people are grinding in this chat super hard too. They already got 4K people in there.
Yeah,
let them grind. I mean, but the thing is, I get it. I don't know. People just see it and they're like, it does look good. Like, I'm gonna say this, like, for 3D art, like this is pretty good.
Yeah,
like,
it's good. It's good. It looks good. It looks good.
We all don't like the idea of being like a copycat project or whatever you want to call it, or a something like that. But at the same time, like, I don't know, they look okay. Like, they're fine. Like,
and then here's Degenerates.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. I don't think there's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, Degenerates, yeah.
And they look very similar, just 2D.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's
rough out there. You know?
It's almost it's so funny, right? Because we talk about ETH, but looking at these projects and what's going on now, it's look like we're going towards the same direction, man. Like, eventually it's going to get to a point where so many projects and so many derivatives, we're not going to be able to keep up with none of this stuff, man. Like,
it's going to be rough.
It's too much. It's already getting to the point where it's too much already. So, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think we're growing, you know. I think we're growing, but yeah, it's just going to get to a point where you're going to come in, like a newcomer is going to come in. They're going to be like, I don't know what to do. Like, it's so much stuff everywhere. And now every day you got something pumping that no one was even thinking about, man. Like, the only reason why I know about a lot of these plays, a lot of these projects is because of my Discord. Like, my Discord is like full of degens, like super degens. Like, they put me on Mars birds. Like, They were like, oh, bro, I woke up in the morning. They were like, bro, are you minting Mars birds? I'm like, what is Mars birds? They was like, it's ADA. I'm like, send me the link. I'm gonna mint it. So it's like, I literally have people in my Discord. It's like sending me plays like every day. So I'm just like, oh, okay. I didn't know about Mars birds, you know? So
Marsbirds are like, okay, so I looked at them. Obviously, ETH has a project Moonbirds, same thing, like whatever. But yeah, it seems like this team,
they're solid. They're super solid.
Yeah, they are. It seems like they're already coming out with a token, a coin. They've already started. They already said each bird right now is worth about 3 ADA, and then within the next couple of weeks it'll be worth 8. So you'll get minting price back. You know what I'm saying? And so,
and it's an on-chain. It's an on-chain NFT.
Yeah. And so I just I couldn't believe it. Arrow, sorry, I saw this in the chat. Arrow Art, if you're trying to buy an Angel Baby Hit Squad, just hit up Fettuccine and pay for it in ADA, right? If they wanted 1,200 in fees, forget about it, right? You can pay ADA prices, and then Fettuccine will just mint one for you and send it to you, whatever your MetaMask wallet is. He's a cool guy. He'll do it for you, so no big deal. Okay. Plus, he obviously likes Cardano, so. Yeah. But yeah, like the degenerates compared to the ADA tunes. Okay, ADA tunes already, like, I don't know.
It's already got the same amount of people in the Discord, and they just opened up, and their art does look better. But it's 3D art, so I don't know if we can compare that to 2D art. I don't know if that's a fair comparison. But
I think they're both gonna sell out. Honestly.
Yeah, they're just man. I feel like I gotta pick one. You know, like I don't feel like I should.
Yeah, nah. You know? I feel you. Yeah, I'm the same way too. I'm picking one. I'm not picking both. I'm not going both with the rat looking vibes. No.
Have you heard about Raisin Dietre?
Yeah, I did, man. I did. I actually, yeah, I did, man. They reached out to me a little while ago. But yeah, I like their project. It looks cool.
Are you gonna do the face thing?
Yeah, that's what they reached out. Yeah, that's what they reached out to me about. That's why I laughed. No, I'm not gonna do it, man. I'm not gonna do it, man. I gotta charge for that, man. I gotta charge for that.
No, I just thought it'd be cool to have my face done by him. I was like, hell yeah, I sent that shit over right away. I was like, let me see my face, bro. I want to see my face.
So I know you covered this like in your latest video, correct? It was like a 26-minute long video.
And dude, that thing was way too long. But
you covered Raisin?
Yeah, so like every Sunday/Monday, I do the weekly mints and news, and I try to cover all the news from the last week or news from the last few days, and then all the mints coming up for the week, so that people have like a one video that they can go and just, all right, these are all the mints. Let me just look at it. You know, I try to do a video because that's something I would personally look for. So I always try to like put myself in my viewer's shoes or whatever. So yeah, this was something I covered, and I don't know if they have like a full-on like roadmap of what they're doing. Yeah, because see, they're still waiting on their roadmap, but you know, the art looked pretty cool. 150 ADA mint price, but there's only going to be 1,000, and then there's 5,000 people in the Discord. So, you know, I don't know. It's definitely something I'm thinking about.
Do you have a sneaky peeky, or
yeah?
Well, are you going to show us, or are you going to copy this the entire time?
Well, the sneak peeks are confusing to me, and I'll show why. So, like, here's the cryogenesis, and here's an example of a PFP drop. So you'll be airdropped this after you get your Genesis token, but I don't know exactly what the Genesis look like. So I gotta see if I can find, where is it? Content, that's it. So like here's some things too. I don't know if these are the cryos either. I think these are the PFPs, but they just have really cool art. Like honestly, I don't know what I'm buying. Not gonna lie, I have no idea.
It seems like Cardano City back in the day. Like, you know, you don't know exactly what you're buying.
Yeah. Because there's this, there was another teasers. That's it. There's these, and these are what I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning towards these are what I'm minting because it says cryogenesis, and I'm assuming these are cryopods. But I'm doing a lot of assuming here. Like I really don't know.
I thought they were doing since they talked about the facial recognition thing. I thought it was more like a PFP/robot type ordeal.
Yeah, they're doing some of that too, and I think that'll be maybe for the PFP airdrop. But yeah, you get whitelisted for. Oh, so it's not even an airdrop. You get whitelisted for the PFP drop by owning one of these.
Oh, okay. So it's not a PFP drop. This is something before the PFP drop.
Yeah, this is the 1,000 Genesis tokens, which reminds me of like Overexposed.
Bro, I was about to say this whole project is giving me overexposed vibes right now. Like even with the like machine looking face, and now they're doing the Genesis tokens in their 158. That's how much overexposed was. Same price.
Dude,
Hold on. Chef
Pharrell,
Charles.
no. They okay.
For
So
real.
hold on.
What
Pharrell,
is
no.
this?
So they made a clay of him that
Okay.
looks pretty spot on. I don't think they're teaming up or anything like that. But you know, I think they tweeted at him, and I don't know if he responded yet or not. I doubt it, but Pharrell's
you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if that happened.
Pharrell's real different. Like he was in ERD, which was a great hip hop group for me anyway. I thought they were great. And then he started producing beats for everybody and everything was great. And then he made the song Happy, which was awful. And it ruined everything I thought about Pharrell from that point forward, dude. Seriously, it was so bad.
No, I know exactly what you mean, because he had this cool aesthetic, and then he just came out with the happy. Yeah. And you're like, bro, this is not cool at all.
No.
Like, what do you do?
I think it's all right, but it's like
it's not all right.
Songs that blow up, look, songs that are bad or like just decent that blow up, they get on your nerves, right? Because it's everywhere, and you see people like dancing to it, and you're just like, you know, the old man, and you comes out there, these children is just in music, you know, like, you know, and I feel you.
Off the Despicable Me soundtrack, Despicable Pharrell is what I'm saying. That shit was garbage, hot garbage, based on where he was coming from, dude. It's so bad.
Yeah, I love Nerd. By the way,
I love him. You
know,
and you know, I get it. He made a bucket of money off that. We all know that. That's fine. He sold it, and I get it. But like, that always reminds me of this one time where he's like, this. I think the movie was Get Him to the Greek, you know, and they were shooting a music video with P. Diddy, and he was like, "How are you coming out with a song that's called That's Gangster and you're in a pink shirt?" You know what I mean? And like, but it's Pharrell, you know? I mean, Pharrell is cool. Like, don't get me wrong. If the dude wanted to hang out, I would be all about it. But I would rather hang out with Nerd Pharrell than Despicable Me Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's two different people. So yeah.
So I gotta ask you guys, what do you feel? And we'll get on to Cornucopias. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, please, God, yes.
But what do you think about Eco Nikos being on the same week and an 850 roughly ADA mint price?
Wow, man!
And they're minting 12,345 of these for 850 ADA roughly.
Can't do it. Not gonna do it.
Hold on.
Not gonna do it. How about that? not only just can't do it, not gonna do it. Okay.
Yo, hold on, man. Hold on. You said 12,000. So, okay. So this launch for Econicos, is this even a land sale? This not a land sale. This the passport sale.
Let me explain all of this. All right. Let me preface it here. Okay. There's 12,345. So yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It sounds like a meme, but that's their number. That's what they're minting. It's for, I think they said, $375 dollars per one of these, something like that. Let me go find it in the announcements so I'm not butchering it. But you get multiple NFTs. $396 is how much it's going to cost for one passport. But what you get with it is, it says it includes 4 land parcels. And then when you look through it, you get a hoodie NFT, you get a yacht NFT, and you get a flying thing NFT, like a helicopter or something like that. It looks kind of like a javelin, I think. and then you get a pod, which is where you spawn. And if there's 5 different tiers, so bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond. And so like if you get a diamond passport, everything you get is diamond. So you get an airdrop diamond hoodie, an airdrop diamond yacht, an airdrop diamond flying thing, a airdrop diamond pod, and you also get there's another one, the crystals, and the crystals give you benefits in the game somewhere, and there's an aura. So like when you walk around in the game, there's like your passport gives you like an aura for like a crystal or a bronze. So like I'm assuming if it's bronze, it'll be like, you know, brass colored, and if it's diamond, it'll be that cool like cyan color. So you're getting many NFTs with this purchase. And my only argument about it isn't that it's not worth it. It's that it kind of forces me to go all in on a project very early, instead of like being able to mint something and then get a feel for the project, see what they develop for like maybe $100, and then like mint another thing for like $100 and like kind of, you know, build and become comfortable with the project, you know, and then like I build up my position, rather as now it's just like I'm kind of going hard all in one position all at once. And I don't know how I really feel about that.
So, and you know, I'm a sucker for options, right? So, what's up, True OG? It's True OG, my brother. So, yeah, I'm a sucker for options, man. Why don't you tell me that I can buy a certain pass, you know, for X amount of ADA, right? And that covers the first mint, right? And then you offer a second option another day where it's like it covers the first 2 things, or first 3 things, or first 4 things. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that I have to pay $850 straight up, I'm gonna be like, and then I'm just sitting on my shit. Like I'm just sitting there waiting for these things to just get dropped into my wallet. And then what? You know, you don't know what's going to happen. Like I understand, and this is all part of metaverse stuff and this, that, and the other, that costs a lot of money to develop. I totally get that, and a lot of that stuff is upfront money. But like, it's really hard because I need to see like proof of life, dude. You know what I'm saying? Just like with Pavia, with like anything else in the metaverse. You know, Cornucopia's had their race or whatever. They let you see a demo race, you know, which was cool, or like whatever. But dude, that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot to kind of, because it's to me, it's not even the money about it. It's not the money, right? The money aspect of it. For me to part ways with 850 ADA for me, when I know it's a long-term game for me, and the fact that 850 ADA, I'm still looking at it as like, well, ADA price at $3, right? That's the starting.
Yeah. It's probably roughly 800 ADA, if that makes you any better, because now ADA's at 56 cents. So it's like, you know, 790-ish ADA, but it's still a lot.
Yeah, it's still a lot. It's still a lot. I don't know, man. I know my perspective is definitely starting to change with just CNFTs in general in the CNFT space, man. What I'm really learning is that, and this is just not financial advice, but this is my perspective, what I'm seeing, right? The metaverses are gonna be around, right? And I just come to this conclusion like the past 2 or 3 days. I said, man, let me sit back and just survey everything, right? And I started looking and I said, these metaverses are here to stay. They are not going anywhere. These metaverse, even though Pavia dropped in price, Boss Planet, all these different metaverses dropped in price. This is a great time to buy in, not financial advice. I just bought 2 Boss Planet real estates, land parcels. Look, the metaverse is the evolution of the NFT. I'm telling you right now, it's the evolution, because it's going to get to a point where the utilities is okay right now. They're okay. The utilities are okay. They need to evolve, right? How are they going to evolve? How are the NFTs utilities going to evolve? They're going to evolve through being a part of the metaverse. These metaverse these metaverse plots. You know what I mean? So Econicos, I see what they're doing. They're jumping ahead of the curve, right? They're jumping ahead of it because this is what was next. When Pavia actually, because I understand exactly what you're saying, cleanup, but I'm ahead with them too. And I'm like, okay, they're on some stuff like, okay, they are Econicos is gonna be one of the first ones to start their metaverse up. They're literally like they're going that hard. They're like, okay, we're gonna capitalize off metaverse right now. We're actually gonna start the metaverse right now. Like we're gonna start it, jump it off the fastest. That's what Nikos is doing. They're not doing what Pavia is doing. Like how Pavia is, how they started, and they said, "Oh, we're gonna sell 100,000 parcels, and we're just gonna sit on them, and we're gonna make people wonder whether we're gonna do something or not." Right? This is the one thing that Econicos is doing different. They are. It's just the energy. The energy is way different, right? We know the engine that is being built with. We know that it's being built with Unreal Engine 5, right? What engine is Pavia being built on? You know what I mean? Like what actual? I've seen like one or two things with Pavia, like it concerning their like their in-engine gameplay. Like it was like some guy running around in trailers or something. Like it was totally had nothing to do with nothing. You know what I mean? But I think Econicos, I think they're just spearheading what is coming next. Look, it's all around us, right? You got Clay Nation. Clay Nation asked for a bag as well. Not as big as Econicos, but they asked for a bag. And them asking for the bag, right? They're just the only difference between Econicos and Clay Nation is that Clay Nation is just breaking the bags down. They're gonna keep asking for bags over and over and over. Like it's not gonna stop. They just spaced it apart to the point where you can't really, where you're like, okay, well, they're not asking for that much money, right? They're not asking for that much money. They're gonna come. There is going to be a Snoop Dogg PFP project. There's gonna be more Clay avatars. We know it because they can't just say, okay, there's OG and there's Good Charlotte. There's Good Charlotte in the Good Charlotte collab. What about the people that didn't buy into those? They're gonna have to make more Clay avatars. It's coming.
I could see them making I could see them making like a Snoop Dogg one.
I don't know
yeah.
if they are, dude. I don't know if they are because the thing is, I think they're going to get enough residuals from the secondary market as soon as the lands start going, right? You think so? And then like they can release 200, 400 at any given time of these clay things, right? And people will eat them up. Like, and that'll keep it going. They were on Forbes for 30 for 30. They're probably getting deals with all different sorts of people behind the scenes. Like, I don't know. This is just rumors, right? I'm not trying to say this is what's happening. But, you know, you don't get on Forbes for 30 under 30 for like, and not get something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Something bigger is going to happen for sure. And if you ain't got a clay and you don't have one, oh boy. You got to get one.
I think they're gonna do something. They're not gonna leave that money on the table. They're gonna do something massive to the point where it's like mass adoption for clays. Like if you didn't get in on OG, you didn't get in on Good Charlotte, they're gonna do a third thing, whatever this third thing is. And like Nick said, I can see them doing a Snoop Dogg profile pic. That's honestly what I think they're gonna do. Especially. They're not gonna leave people naked with the clays because I heard what they said, right? I listened to the founders, and one thing they were putting emphasis on was festivals, right? They wanted to do these festivals. They want to do festivals really bad, right? So with the festivals, they want to do IRL festivals and they want to do metaverse festivals, right? And they say you would have to own a clay to get in, right? So I think they're gonna want to expand that audience a little more outside of the Good Charlottes and the OGs. I think they're gonna want to expand it a little bit more. I'm not saying they're gonna do a 20K or nothing like that, but I'm just saying they're gonna want to expand it a little bit more so that more people can participate in this huge metaverse that they build. It's huge. It's really big, right? So you got more plots than you have avatars. So they're gonna want to do more avatars. I mean, it only makes sense.
Well, yeah, but I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, they said that after the OG drop or whatever, the 10,000 pieces are like off the table. No longer going to happen. So it could be, yeah, they might make like a 7,000 or like 5,000. Who knows? They're also doing the 3Ds, right? And so those won't cost anything. I think they're going to get airdropped or something, right?
What 3Ds?
Oh, for real? For the clays?
Yeah.
I always thought that they would just take your 2D clay, and then when you entered the metaverse, it would just convert to a 3D. So you didn't actually own it. But I didn't know you'd actually own it, like the 3D version of it.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. They're building it out, right? And then they're doing the Good Charlottes later.
Okay. And I do want to touch on Cornucopias a little bit, because man, I kind of went in a little bit, with my opinion in the video that I released yesterday, and like I had a gripe that it was expensive as shit, and it was, right? But I do understand why they need to do it. I do understand that there does need to be money coming in for this project. And I do understand that they spoke in NFA, the Twitter space, and they talked about how they could have this built in 50 years and they could keep minting slowly and keep the developers that they have. Or they could do this mint right here and expedite it, like speed this thing up. And they'd make about $6.2 million if with the prices that they had originally. And I'm about to get on that. They just updated their pricing. They're listening to the community, so I really respect that. Rob, shout out to you for not only listening to the community and but you went through the ringer, in NFA, and I just appreciated that, man. People were yelling and like talking over people, and it was crazy. And Rob stood his ground and was like, "Yeah, I'll listen to all your questions, I'll answer it." And he didn't have to do that, so I respect that. But I did have an issue because I thought about this. I was like, how can you give away all these javelins for free? Like, do you not need that money? And I understand that they messed up and they wanted to make it right, but you could have delayed the mint. That's happened many, many times in projects. They delayed the mint. People aren't happy, but it happens, right? If you need the money, you need the money. Don't make the next mint like exponentially more expensive. Like, that's not a good solution. So, and then the trees, I understand the trees were a test mint and not meant to be anything crazy, but you could have made those, double the price easily, 30, 40, 50, 60, 90 ADA. People would have paid for them. There's only 2,600 trees. Those I would have paid 100 ADA easily for those trees. And maybe the floor price would have been higher as well. We don't know. We can't go back and do stuff. But I am happy right here. This is the new pricing for it. So the small is 102. That's the same price. The mediums are 210 now. So that's $30 off. The large, I don't remember the exact pricing, but 310 now. Epic 650 and Copious now 1,000 instead of 1,500. So I am happy that they changed it. It's still a bit expensive, but they're listening, and I do understand they need the money. But your guys' opinion, I kind of want to hear
it. Man. So let me tell you, man, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. This was like my most hyped metaverse. It was my most hyped metaverse. Let me tell you what turned me off about this metaverse play. So at first it was like rumors that, okay, you have to own a bubble jet and a javelin, right? And so I'm like, okay, cool. So I bought my javelin, my bubble jet, and I waited. And as I was waiting, I started hearing about these trees. I'm like, yo, what trees? Like, I don't want a mini trees. Like, what is this? Right? So they minted out the trees, and then they minted more trees. And I was like, yo, it was like this long pause. It was like a long pause between them saying, hey, get ready. The land mint is coming, right? And we're like gearing up for the land mint, and they come with 2 waves of trees. And I'm like, yo, I'm done. Like, I can't do this no more, yo, because I was waiting. It may be me being impatient, but it just, if they're telling you that, hey, we're about to mint this land, you guys better get ready. You better get everything prepared, verify your wallet, everything. We got trees for you first, though. And then we're going to have more trees. and people are actually going crazy for these trees. And I'm like, yo,
No, I was going crazy for those trees. I ain't gonna lie, and I gotta defend it. I gotta defend it just a little bit,
yeah,
just a little bit. All right, it was a testament. It was a testament to make sure that their mint would go smoothly with the other things, you know. So hey, I would rather see a testament than them, you know, do some kind of Soho type shit or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, whatever. It's all posturing. It's all like whatever. The thing is, and they brought it up in chat. Imagine this. This is the biggest, bro. This is the biggest play in the game, right? So you say, I come out and I'm saying my next my next project is going to be 2K. It's going to be 2000 ADA. You know, people are like, this motherfucker's crazy. He ain't going to sell a single one. And I'm like, nah, man, you know what? After rethinking it, and I always had this little price in my head, 1,000 ADA. I'm going to drop it, you know, 50% or like whatever it may be to 1,000 ADA. You know, I'm going to look like a freaking hero, like a philanthropist, like, oh, dude, this guy's doing so much. What a great guy, you know, whatever. No, it's you know, it just seems all. If you had to, if you were like Brandon, you know, take the one. This one's 1,000 for like the most elite or whatever. I'm going with Eco Nikos, dude, because it's already like
facts.
I just don't. I don't know. I get a weird feeling. I get a weird feeling. It's a great project. I'm sure that they'll do great, but like not for me.
I'll let you take it over, Jay, for a sec. But I got something I want to say too.
Yeah, I already know, bro. Bro, is that so cleanup is talking about it. That's what I feel too. And it's like just think of the whole cycle of everything going on, right? With them giving out those javelins, it goes back. See, Atlanick, you said it. They gave out those javelins, right? And then they gave out those javelins, and then they came back with these crazy prices. And it was like, okay, there's something missing with the transparency here. Like, because like Cleanup said, they came out like the heroes, like, hey guys, you know, we screwed up, but we're going to do the right thing. We're going to give you all javelins, and then come back with the inflated prices and then do the two test mints at the same time. It's kind of like all of it's like stacking up, and it's like, excuse me, all of it stacking up, and it's like, okay, what are you guys really trying to do here? And it just, I don't know, it seems like a lack of transparency a little bit. But yeah, they are in a space now where it's like direct competitors of Econicos. You know what I mean? And then another thing, the reason why I'm siding with Econicos on this is because it's also more of an open more of an open metaverse in terms of like it's like an open gameplay metaverse more so than cornucopias. Cornucopias, you're gonna have the bubbles, and you know it's gonna be more based around farming and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I would go more so towards Econicos. I feel like Econicos is gonna be like more of a Grand Theft Auto type thing. You know what I mean? That's why they're talking about diamond helicopters and all of that stuff. So I feel like they're going in that direction. So because right now, really what we're dealing with is really picking between the two. Because who is minting both of these, man? Like it's too much. It's too much ADA to mint both of these. So you gotta like kind of go with your own whatever's gonna fit you best. And I think I'm whitelisted for a premium passport or something like that. So I'll get that. I'll hold on to it and actually build on it. So that's another thing too I was gonna say about metaverses is I'm realizing metaverses are the plays because it's really meant for you to build on. You build on the metaverse. Once you build on it, then you could get your passive income however you get it, right? You know, I'm planning to open up actual stores in these metaverses, right? So that's why I'm looking at the metaverse plays like, okay, I'm actually going to buy the land and build on the land, like actually build on it so I can, you know, build some kind of residual income or, you know, businesses on top of the land. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I'm siding with Econicos. I'm more on that side of the spectrum. Cornucopia's kind of lost me with these mints, and just how they're doing stuff is kind of weird. But yeah, that's my take on that.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying. The only reason why I'm not going to 100% agree with Econicos is because it's new And like Cornucopias has been here, right? Like I'm not worried about like a rug. I'm not necessarily worried Eco Nikos is gonna rug either, but you know, they haven't been here as long. They don't have that validity like as much, you know, as Cornucopias does. Not yet. And but the other thing I wanted to mention with Cornucopias is this is not all of their land. This is a fraction of their land. They're going to continue to mint more. There's probably at least 3 or 4 more land sales, if I had to guess, maybe even longer, because I believe when I was in NFA, the Twitter space, they were talking about doing this for 2 to 3 more years. So spacing it out and such. And they're going to have more and more mints. So like we're going to have a lot of stuff to mint throughout the years. And, you know, if this is the starting price right now, then this is going to be the minimum price for the rest of the years to come because it can't go lower. If it goes lower, it'll devalue all the land. And if it goes higher, then that'll help the floor price, but who can afford it? So that's where like I really get stuck with you know, in my head of like, how do you jump so quick, so high to some of these prices? And I know some of their arguments too are like, well, the copious lands are huge in comparison to the other quote unquote like large lands in Pavia, where it's like a 3x3. It's like, no, these are like huge. They're way bigger than that. But I don't know. I just feel like if these are going to be the starting point, then that means we're looking at either these prices or higher in the future. So this is their starting point, is how I see it.
I'm interested, extremely interested on the projects that are watching this all go down, and then they figure out the right way to do things, all based off these things. You know what I'm saying? These test runs. You know, like who's sitting there waiting in the background like a true G? Like just like, okay, I'm scoping. How does this? Okay, so this project does coin sales. Okay, who's done the most successful one so far? How did they work it out? What's the tokenomics of it? Okay, bring that aboard. Okay, who's got a metaverse? Okay, which one's popping off? Which one's the best? Who's got the most interaction? How did they work it? And then we'll go from there, right? Like who's sitting there waiting in the wings to see all these people do these test runs and then build upon that to bring out something great? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, I think.
Now, what is VAC? I feel it's kind of stupid not knowing this, but what is VAC backing?
It's just venture capitalists, right?
Oh, okay.
VCs, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's venture capitalism.
Yes. Yeah. I'm really debating. It's just because like, here's the other strategy, right? The other idea is mint small. Hopefully you get a rare, because if you guys don't know, there's rarities to these lands too. And the way that it works is there's like 3 to 4 or 5 rarities. So if you get a mythical one, that means that you will be able to choose where your plot of land is first. So there's going to be like, you know, you'll get a small land and then you'll go in first if you have a mythical, and you'll be able to pick the exact small land in their metaverse. Same with the mediums, large, epics, and cornucopias. So I'm thinking I want to mint a small and then pray to God I get a mythical, flip it, go for the mediums, pray to God I get a mythical, right? Flip it. And, you know, hopefully I can get enough to get the largest one. But even then, if I flip those lands and I have enough for the last one, there's only 240 total of these last ones. Let me see if I'm right. Yeah, 240 supply for the very last ones.
Just in this mint, though.
Just in
There's
this mint.
Multiple mints.
Right.
Right.
So, you know, if I sell this and then I sell this and then I sell this and I get enough for this, but then I don't get to mint it, it's like, well, now I'm out. So it's just something I'm thinking about.
So why don't they sell the lands right off to begin with?
What do you mean? Like
exactly.
All at once, just like get it out of the way, right?
They probably don't think they'll be able to sell that much for these prices. I'm assuming.
I mean, maybe so, maybe no. But then it's like, well, you get what you get and don't throw a fit. My thing is, it's like, okay, so who's to say? That looks very good, sweetheart. Who's to say, right, that down the line, right, when one of their other 3 mints or 4 mints or whatever, I have buyer's remorse or plotter's remorse about my positioning on where it was, because in another mint that I didn't get into, I already chose this great piece of land that I thought was going to be awesome, and it turns out, okay, it's not one of the most sought after pieces of land. Maybe something in another mint
Well,
garnered more attention. You know what I'm saying?
you might not be able to pick the exact land until they're all minted. Maybe I don't know how they're exactly going to do it,
Yeah,
because you're
exactly.
right. Like, that would be really unfair if they're going to come out with other areas, or if, all the areas are available all at once and you are able to pick it, then all of the best ones are going to go instantly, and then nobody's going to want to mint the other ones.
Right.
So they got to be careful with how they do it.
I'm telling you, people are waiting in the wings, right? If they're smart, they're waiting in the wings, finding out what these projects are doing, how they're screwing up, how they're being successful, and they're going from there. I think, if you need money, come out and say it. We need money. Let's mint half of these land plots. This is the price. Deal with it. If it takes 2 months to sell out, that's fine. It won't. And then we get our bag and we can continue doing our thing. Be upfront, be honest. They were being honest with the bubble jets, but the back end, I don't feel as dishonest. I don't feel like it's being honest, because you're going to have to pay for those sprinters or whatever, the javelins or whatever you had to not pay for. You're going to end up paying for those later, because they can't miss out on that money. Like, projects in order to these that are building metaverses and other things like that, this is a lot of money. And I was in game development. I was a cartographer. I made multiplayer maps and stuff, and I got to see some of the back end of, like, hey, this is how much money this costs. You know what I'm saying? Developers are not cheap. Even cartographers, people who make maps, are not cheap. And so you're gonna be paying for it. And my thing is, if you need money, be upfront and be like, bro, I need money in order for this to continue. I need money. That's the way it is.
Yeah. So this is really what it breaks down, what it boils down to, right? What it boils down to is, how much money do we have to give you until we actually get the product? And I think right now they're losing the game. I think they're losing the game of how much money do we have to give you until we get the product, right? Because if you're talking about, I heard Atlanick drop 3 years, right? You drop 3 years. Who's going to keep giving this company money for 3 years until they produce the actual product is the question. And then on top of that, you have all these different metaverses. Look at me, right? I'm a perfect example. I just said, oh, I'm siding with Ikanikos. Ikanikos just came out of nowhere, right? They just came out of nowhere. But look, to me, they're showing more promise to me than Cornucopias has been showing the whole time. They've already did like 3 mints. They did all their, they're doing their minting stuff. They're doing what they're doing, right? But then they're telling me, okay, it's going to be 3 more years of this. It's going to be 3 more years of me taking your money, right? And so if you're telling me it's 3 more years of me taking your money, I'm out. I'm out the game. Like, I bow out.
I want to touch on that just a little bit, because they could have a demo working or a beta version working, or whatever, something that you can still play before that time, and I'm assuming they will while they're developing. And there's always going to be something to buy. Like, I don't think a lot of these projects are thinking about stopping minting. Like, I don't think Clays will ever hit like a point where they're just like, yeah, we're no longer minting anything. Like, I think there's always going to be something to mint. And as long as it's going back into the project, that's cool. I mean, I personally, I'm going to have to stop at some point. I'm going to have to stop minting. I don't have infinite money. I mean, maybe if I bought your first thing and now I sold that and I have a bunch of money from the very first thing, maybe I can continue to mint and hopefully that works out. But, if you're going to continue to mint, that's going to dilute whatever it is. And if there's not more people coming in, then those aren't going to be good investments.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because if you got people just trading, if they're just trading in what they have, for the new thing, they're all you doing just trading. You're just getting sideways trading and volume, right? They're making money off royalties, but is the project really getting anywhere? And how long before people say, "Okay, I'm tired of trading my old cornucopias NFT for the new one," and they all just bow out at the same time, like they all leave, and that's what I'm saying. That's gonna get tiring. The more mints they do, you're gonna be like, you know what, man, I think I'll just keep what I got and just wait till the actual project comes out, and when people start doing that, what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing the mints not sell out. The mints not going to sell out, and when they stop selling out, that means that you have no land occupied in the metaverse. And that's what I'm saying. It's a marathon, but it's like, okay, are you guys going to run out of fuel before you get to the end of the race? Because you guys are using all of your resources right now. When you do a mint, you're using resources. The resources are the people that invest in the mint, in the project. So if you keep burning out your resources, what's going to end up happening is people are going to just say fuck it and they're gonna leave because nobody has infinite money, like you said. Like, okay, I can do this mint, right? Let's say, okay, I do this mint, I do the next mint. That's it for me. I'm not gonna do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mints. And then right now, at the rate that Cardano is growing, yes, it's growing, it's scaling, right? But it's not scaling to the point, scaling that fast to where you can do that many mints at that high price, at that high price ceiling. So they're gonna have to peel it back. They're gonna have to slow it down or something. Like they're gonna have to take a bullet somewhere in the financial division, and I don't know where and how, but they're gonna have to space it out and figure it out.
And to be fair, and I want to make this clear, like I do want cornucopias to succeed. I feel like, I want them to go far. Like if I were to sit here and you were to tell me, Nick, you were like, hey, you know, uh, we got Rob, right, coming in from cornucopias or whatever to talk on whatever. I'll feel free to ask him questions, but I'll let him know straight off the bat, like, I want you guys to succeed. I want you to make, you know, a good name for like Cardano and have people trust, you and stuff like that. But, what is your end game? Like, where are you at? Are you guys gonna, maybe to do like build up some capital or whatever? Maybe you guys should build like a mobile game to where people can play something right now while we're waiting on, the metaverse or whatever.
They are building a mobile game that will be ready somewhat soon.
Right. And so do the mobile game, right? Uh, and people make little microtransactions, whatever it may be. You know, it doesn't have to connect to your NFT wallet or anything like that. Nothing grandiose. Just make, a mobile wallet like racing game for cornucopias people and people on the outside. Um, and then as you build that, you can go to people who are into apps, into things like that, and you can get other investors in there to speed up the process. I think, I think I don't really play too many video games anymore, but if I do, I play Apex Legends, shout out to them or like whatever. Um sponsor this video. so I just think that um it would be nice to have some sort of gaming experience with something that I own for sure, you know. Um, but we'll see. I don't know.
So Tom K says, do you guys think one banger game could suck the hype out of all these gaming metaverses, even if on another blockchain? Example that comes to mind would be Stars Atlas or Star Atlas. Now, I mean, I think that's kind of like what everybody's worried about. Cornucopius even said it too. They were like, if we let off the gas at all, we lose that first mover advantage. So we need to develop as quickly as possible and get something out so that we can be one of the first movers. And I mean, I think anybody would agree with that. I mean, look at Ethereum. It's not the I mean, maybe I'll get some hate for this, but it's not the best blockchain, right? But it was the first, right? And it's going to take a long time to dethrone that from second best or best, depending on how you look at it compared to, Bitcoin. It's going to take a lot. Cardano's coming for it, but who knows? I mean, we got Solana coming for it too. They got different approaches and such, but I think it's very possible. Only time will tell. I think that's, they're worried about it. Obviously, it's their livelihood, their business. They're putting a lot of effort and money into it. And yeah, it's definitely possible for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's possible as well. But it's kind of, man, I don't know, man. It's kind of far off. I feel like the gaming development for all the blockchains have been slow. It's definitely been slow. And I know game development takes some time, but we had the one game on Ethereum. I forgot what it's called. It was kind of like
Axie Infinity.
Yeah, Axie Infinity. You have that, and that's really the only thing really had. I know there's a lot of other games that's been being built too, but I don't know, man. I don't even think gaming has even hit yet. I don't think even Axie Infinity. I think that was like a trial. This Slick still a trial. We still in the trial phase of gaming. But when gaming hits, it's gonna hit to the point where people are not gonna want to do anything else. Gaming, that goes back to what I was saying about metaverses. These metaverses are actually games. These are games. These are like full-on video games. Like that's all it is an open world video game. You know what I mean? Just like Grand Theft Auto, just like I mentioned before. And that's what they're intending them to be. And the NFTs are going to be resources inside the actual video games. That's where this whole thing is going right now. We're just in the very early stages of it happening. But yeah, gaming has not hit yet. But when it hits, that's going to be the only thing people are doing. Like it's, how we're like right now we're on video, right? We're talking about NFT, the NFT market. All of that stuff is going to cease to exist and people are going to be in the video games doing this. Like I'm gonna have a metaverse, a place in the metaverse where I do interviews and do stuff like this, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, so everything's gonna be completely different. All of this is gonna be inside of there, But right now we're doing this because it's not ready yet. But when it gets ready, everyone's gonna be inside there conducting and doing whatever they want. So we're in the early stages of it, but yeah, man, gaming, when gaming hits, man, that's gonna be it. We're gonna wish it never hit because that's how much people are gonna be doing it. They're gonna be doing this to it. It's gonna be the high addiction rate to it. Like how when you see kids, like you see all these kids doing TikTok dances, like you see them outside going to the grocery store and they're doing TikTok dances. That's how annoying the gaming thing is gonna get. It's gonna be super annoying. It's gonna be like, do people do anything besides play games? Like that's what it's gonna get to.
It's a stress relief though, I think it's gonna be weird because okay, so if you wanted to do interviews, you could do interviews kind of right now in almost like a metaverse setting with Engage VR, right? So we would just load into a space and then record it, and then you would have an interview with like 3D people. You could walk around in like space or whatever and just kind of chill, and that would be pretty interesting. I think also I think that with games, there's so many free engines out there. The fact that like you could throw something together rather quickly, but I think the expectation is, so if I have a PFP of a Kong, let's say, like my Pimp Kong, I want to take that Pimp Kong and put him into the metaverse, right? Or if I want to come up with a game, I want certain attributes to be chosen, and then I would make residuals off of owning that attribute, right? Something like Dead Pixels does that, I think. I don't know. And I think that's the expectation, that's what happens when people do that on Axie Infinity and stuff like that. You know, when you're building characters and this, that, and the other. I think, but I would really like to see something like a Pokemon, you know, like Monster Hunter sort of deal, to where it's like, or a Monster Trainer, whatever you want to call it, to where, you know, you earn those NFTs, right? And then you can like kit them out, or like whatever, you can get a special edition if you hold it for so long, it evolves in your wallet, or like whatever it may be. I think we need to see those sort of things, you know, and right now, I don't think just owning a plot of land is going to cut it. Like, I think somebody's going to have to come out with something like that first. I just, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see proof of life, essentially, as far as that goes.
I think one of the things that needs to happen is, I think people need. I think one of these companies, right? Like, even like cornucopias, right? Instead of them coming out and I mean, I'm not trying to reverse the process. I'm just saying, like, I feel like a scaled down version of this, what anybody is doing. Let's take away all the ambitions, right? Make the most scaled down version, especially one of these big companies with all this money, right? Scale it down completely to just a smaller version, a more executable version, like a version that's 2D. It can be 8-bit. Let's start with Nintendo. Like, can we start at Nintendo level first and then build on that? Because think about it. If you build something from a Nintendo level, you can integrate the wallets and stuff. That would be easy. You know what I mean? If you're dealing with, you know, lower level tech like that, let's start there as a building block and then evolve. Like, and stop trying to come with these super ambitious things that we don't know if we can accomplish yet. You know what I mean? You build something small and then you start there. And I think Ada Zoo did something like that. So Ada Zoo is a perfect example, right? But think if you get a company like Cornucopias to make a scaled down version of something, and they use all their developers and their tech engineers to make something really clean, just something really clean and simple game that has an addictive gaming loop. That's it. That's all you have to do right now. You'll make a killing right now. Like, just something with low, something that doesn't take as much dev time, man. Like, this dev time is gonna be insane. Like, I don't think it's gonna be able to survive in this space with these long dev times. Like, you're missing out on a lot. Like, Web 3.0 moves so fast, man. It moves too fast. Like, we don't know in the next year if we're gonna be interested in cornucopias. Let's just be honest. We don't know if we're gonna be interested in it in a week, 2 weeks, a month. Like, we don't know. Like, things are moving so fast. So I feel like these major companies need to scale down their products and then come in with the test version first. Just come in with the test version. You know what I mean? I think Bumpin' Uglies did that too. They're doing a test version, you know, and they've been up and running for a minute now. A lot of people are not paying attention to them, and Crypto Raggies and
I was gonna mention Crypto Raggies. They got the side scroller, you know. I did want to bring up Mad Dogs, and there was 2 other topics I want to bring up too. So I'll talk about Mad Dogs, and I want to get to your music NFTs that you released too. But so Mad Dogs, they're releasing their car parts on June 10th, and I also looked in their announcements. So let me go over there, and where did I see it? Is it here? There's going to be 3 different times that you can mint these car parts. Where was it? I should have been doing that. But yeah, what are y'all's feelings on Mad Dog? You're going to be able to mint. There's 68 a piece, and there's going to be 6,000 parts. You'll be able to make 2,000 cars, and you'll be able to do that for 3 different mints.
I like I took profits on them a while ago. I actually took profits on my Mad Dog car clubs a little while ago. But actually, right before this live, I actually just sniped 2 more to get them back. Reason being is they actually are doing a collab with Space Pugs Alpha. They just announced a collaboration with them, and the collaboration is like something different. Like I never seen this type of thing. It's like they're kind of collaborating discords or something like that, right? And so they're coming up with different perks if you own both. And they also just mentioned that it's plans for it to go further. So I was like, this is different. So I sniped 2 of them off the aftermarket. So I'm kind of getting a good feeling about, you know, that collaboration. So I just went ahead and got 2. So that way I'm in the system for whatever perks they roll out. But as far as the car parts, I don't know, man. Like I really don't know about the car parts. Like I don't know, man. This part thing, okay, man. Boss Cat Rocket Club did it, right? And then you see Smooth Mountain Yeti Club do it. And I don't know. I feel like it's diminishing returns on the part thing. It's getting to that territory of diminishing returns. And now it's like, okay, so what are we really gonna do with this now? Like, is it for a game that's actually gonna be playable? Like, if that's the case, then yeah, it's great. But besides that, like if it's not for something that's gonna be playable anytime soon, I'm like kind of off of it, honestly.
I still own some Mad Dogs. I'm holding them specifically just to see what happens, right? And so, you know, I'm kind of looking at like I missed out on Boss Cat, right? And I'm so like I have a Vox Cat, I have a Vox Cat or whatever. I'm actually looking to buy a Boss Cat. I feel like now would be a pretty good time just because they are cheap, comparatively speaking.
The Boss Planet real estate's real cheap.
Yes. And so my thing, and this is just me, and I don't want to get on a tangent or whatever, but their social interaction has been not quite what it used to be. And I don't know if it's because people are kind of like burnt out or what, but there was a time where you would put up a poll, right? Anybody, you could be like Space Buds versus Boss Cat Rocket Club. Who's taking it? Bro, Boss Cats would roast every single time. And there was a poll who would roast, you know, who's gonna make it, you know, Boss Cats, Clays, Kongs, you know, whatever, Space Buds. And Boss Cats they did not perform well. I will say that. And I doesn't seem to be that much social interaction or as much interaction on Twitter, you know, and I'm wondering why. But I missed out on that, and so I got in on Mad Dog, you know, because cool. Like it just seemed like if I'm going to miss out on Boss Cats, I don't want to make the same mistake. And for this one, it seems like everything's holding steady. You know, it hasn't dropped dramatically or anything like that. I feel like, you know, I hope it works. I hope it works out, everything. I might min a couple or whatever. What's the stipulations? Do you have to hold?
So yeah, you do have to hold a certain amount of dogs, and if you own a top 1K, you're automatically whitelisted for some. But I actually just talked to Jesco today on their team, and yeah, they're going to be giving away whitelist spots as well. And I just want to shout out, you know, the Atlanick Ocean holders. We're going to be getting some whitelist spots for Mad Dog car parts, baby.
Okay.
So yes,
Oh,
sir.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yep, and we'll also be getting, well, the other part's not confirmed, and the amount is not confirmed yet, so I'm not going to say. But yeah, I still got to talk with them about that. But yeah, they talked about their game a little bit today, and they talked about some things that they were debating, and I told them what I liked and what I didn't like, and they were actually listening to me, and they were like, okay, so you don't think that's a good idea? And I was like, you know, I'm not going to say the exact part, but I was like, no, like people want strategy, you know, in their game. If you take that away from them, then that loses engagement. You know, if they can't plan out certain things, like, you know, I'll leave it vague, but if you can't plan out certain things like that, for me as a gamer, like I am a pretty big gamer, I love to game. If I can't strategize, like that doesn't make me want to play, you know, like if it's going to be luck based, you know, I'll go play poker, or I'll go like the roulette table or something. Like I don't want to do that. I want to play a game. right? So so they're actually listening, and I like that. And they also talked about their cars, and they said that it's going to be in this style. It's not going to be like a realistic like Forza type of game. It's going to be very cartoony. So yeah, and they said
Okay,
it'll be
that's a
like,
good look.
yeah, they said it'll be like a top down view, like like
Oh,
you're looking
okay.
down at the track, and you'll watch the cars go around, and you'll be able to like see the leaderboard like change in real time and stuff like
Wow.
that.
That's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm down for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need, dude. I'm a meat and potatoes dude. I ain't need little extra shadowing effects, HDR rendering, you know, with VSync or whatever. I don't need that shit. Just show me something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Show me something.
Yeah, I think I would be excited just seeing like playing this and just controlling something that's actually on the blockchain. It's like, oh man, I press left and the actual truck moves. Oh man, sign me up. You know what I mean? That's the phase we're in. You know, that's what I was saying. Like they just scale down and just put something out. Everybody would play it. Like who's not
Yeah.
gonna play it?
I wanted to say too, I don't think you're actually going to be able to control the car, but don't quote me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they said that you'll be able to like look at your car and it'll go around. So I don't think you'll be able to control the car, but
Mhm.
everything's not developed yet. You know,
Okay.
they'll. I would actually, if they're watching this, and I hope they are, I would just do a poll. Listen to the community. Maybe you don't want to do that though. Maybe you think like controls in a game would take too long to develop, and then we're back to the same problem we were just at with too long of developing. So do you? But if you are debating like what's better, ask the community. You'll find out real quick.
Mhm.
Okay, well, we can end that topic. That's cool. But
No. I thought you were just gonna move on to his
yeah, that's what I'm gonna
music.
do.
You know.
Yeah. So Jay, bro, tell us about your music.
Okay. So my music, right?
You can share your screen too, by the way.
Oh, okay. Cool. So what would I bring up? Okay, I'll just bring up my website. Show you my website. My redesigned website, man. I spent some time on this, man. Spent some time on this website. Okay. Yeah. So this is the website right here. So basically, let me go ahead and go into what happened last Friday. So last Friday I released my first music NFT, this song, and it's called 917. So basically what I did was because I'm being very strategic, man, being very strategic now that I got my own project. Just want to do things different, you know what I mean, a little different. So basically I opened it up and I said, hey, you guys got 48 hours to mint unlimited, right? You got 48 hours to mint unlimited. When the time is over, you will not be able to mint this specific music NFT until this same time next year. So it's just something different, man. I want to, for one, I want to protect the holders investments. I actually minted about 105 of them at 15 ADA. So which is pretty good. That's more than I expected, right? So minted out 105 of them, and I'm calling this a Genesis token because it's the first thing that I minted out, right? So this is going to come with certain privileges and benefits, including whitelist and a couple of other things, you know what I mean? So I minted this out, and now this is actually part of, let me go to my fact real quick. This is actually a part of Awesome Fridays, right? So I did this thing called Awesome Fridays, right? So every Friday I will be releasing a new song. And I'll actually read it from the fact that we don't have to explain it. It says, what is Awesome Friday? And it says, Awesome Friday is an event where I release a new song for mint every Friday at 4 p.m. ET/8 p.m. UTC until the end of 2022. And it starts May 27th, 2022 with the first music CNFT single 917. So my plan is to release a new song every Friday, a new music CNFT. And the price is 15 ADA. And yeah, so I pretty much set up everything myself through NFT Maker. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with me with a music as a music artist, but I do everything myself basically. I mix, master, make all my own beats, all my own recording, sound engineering, all of that. So it was really easy. I just had to learn about the blockchain and exactly everything that's going on with it. As far as, I'm not sure if people know this, right? So as far as minting out music CNFTs, music NFTs are actually not music NFTs. They are FTs, they are fungible tokens, right? So if you want this to show up a certain way on, let's say, jpg.store, right? You want these to show up a certain way because they actually show up kind of weird, right? This is me on the single column, right? So they actually show up kind of weird. They show up as fungible tokens. So you're gonna see 2 items, 1 owner, right? That's really what it's saying is I created a fungible token. 1 token is the royalty token. The second token is actually the NFT, right? And then the NFT is you create fungible tokens out of the NFT. So this NFT is actually what the holders have. The fungible tokens of the NFT is what they hold, right? So that's how that works. Because I know people, I know some people like kind of logged in the JPG store and they were like, man, what's going on? Why is this so weird? Why is the floor like this? Why is this and that, right? It looks different. It looks totally different from a regular NFT. The reason why it's done this way as a fungible token, because if I were to, as music artists, we're going to put out a lot of music, right? So you want to create your own policy number with your policy ID needs to be a certain sector of your music, right? This one in particular is on the under the policy AwesomeisJayell singles, because these are going to be all my single songs that I put out, right? So when I put them out, they're going to line up beside each other, and the listing will be in here. When you click it, all the listings will be in there, right? Now, if I did this like an NFT, what it would do is, which I can do, I can make an NFT and make duplicate copies of all the NFTs, right? What would happen is you would see all the NFTs listed side by side on each other, on top of each other. Then if I put out a new NFT, they would be the same thing. And you would just see a whole bunch of stuff just all out of order and stuff out of whack. So that's the reason why we list them as fungible tokens. That's something I had to like literally figure out. As far as like verifying holders wallet and information, it all goes by the policy ID. So you can still do all the normal stuff, but
That floor looking kind of thick.
oh yeah, bro. Like they're like, so
hey,
people
click on that 40 real quick.
with the 41. Yeah.
Son of a, you jerk. You dude, I was gonna do that. Oh, you son of a.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. He just sniped it real quick.
Man.
He sniped through the screen.
Had to.
He said these are the Genesis tokens, and I was like, all right, let me see the floor real quick.
I
was scheming, bro.
Yo, yeah, man. So yeah, man. I once I told these guys that, hey, this is a Genesis token. This particular Genesis token will never release again. So when I release this song next year, at the same time, it's gonna be, the cover art is gonna be the same. The background is gonna be a different color. Like it might be purple or something, right? Change the whole color of the background. That way, this token is never coming out again. So people, like, once I told them the details, they just went crazy with the floor. And I was like, okay, this is what's going on now. Okay. So yeah, man. So they're super diehard. Awesome World. Shout out to Awesome World. That's my community. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So like I said, I wanted to do something really different with my project. And I've already made a couple of moves with the funds that I received. already. So let me zoom up on this and show you guys some of the moves that I made already. I got big plans, man, big plans. So I'm gonna actually read the announcement. I said, okay, here's an update on Awesome World Metaverse Land. I hope y'all have your voxels ready because we just purchased 2 Boss Planet land parcels so we can build the Awesome World store and Awesome World Mansion, LFG. Also, I have 12 parcels of unbounded Earthland so we can build a store and mansion there as well. So yeah. So my plan is to build Awesome World is actually the brand of my community. So I want to build a Awesome World smart store, smart marketplace. And I want to build those within the metaverse lands. So I'm already starting to buy up land. So next I'm probably gonna get Clay Nation and then Apavia, because I'm just really diversifying. I want my marketplace to show up in all the metaverses so that when people go into the metaverse, they're like, oh, that's Awesome World store over there. It's going to get to the point where they're going to go in every metaverse and they're going to be like, well, Awesome store is here. Awesome World store is there. Awesome World store is everywhere. That's a common thing in metaverses. You know what I mean? So that's how I chose to do it. And yeah, man. So it's going pretty good so far, man. Like for me to just launch this project and then just, have the plans and redo the website and all that stuff. So yeah, that's really it, man. Like I just plan on releasing these singles every Friday at 15 ADA. The price won't go down. It won't go down or up. It'll be 15 ADA unless you own a certain amount of AwesomeisJayell singles. Oh, shout out to Arrow Art. That's fire. Awesome Planet. I like that. That's fire. That's fire. But it's gonna be the same price unless you own a certain amount of music NFTs. Then you'll verify as a holder and you will get a discount. And so I'll give you a discount. Also, I will have a new role, like a whale role. If you reach a whale role, you would get basically mint everything for free after a while. You get to mint everything for free once you reach a certain amount of music CNFTs within my Discord. But I don't have all of that. It's not verified yet, but I'm working on that now.
Have Nick come on and drop about 40 bars after his whale holder roll.
That would be fire. That would be fire.
Yeah, I'm down, bro. We can do a little collab.
Yeah, that would be fire, man.
So that's cool. So something's coming out this Friday, this next Friday.
Okay. Yep. So it's a new song coming out Friday. Also, let me tell you about the I had this thing called the Awesome Games, right? It actually has something to do with the project being coming back next year. So I rolled this out when I released the project, right? And I put it up for mint. It's just my way of kind of changing things up because I know people are getting tired of regular mints. And so I was like, man, I'm gonna do this totally different, right? So this is the announcement I made. I said, here's the rules to the game. The supply is 100,000 because I actually have 100,000 of these songs in NFT Maker. And I said, oh, I'm going to mint out 100,000, but I'm going to take my time doing it. So I said, here's the rules to the game. The supply is 100,000, but I didn't tell you how long you have to mint. LOL. You have 48 hours to purchase as many as you can. Then I'm deactivating all price lists for 9/17 until the same day in 2023. Oh yeah, did I mention there will be a awesome tier list implemented within the chat no later than Q3, but there's high chances of it being earlier. Meaning there will be benefits to owning multiple copies of 917. Okay, get ready. I will drop the link in announcement. So it says welcome to the Awesome Games. So I just like to roll things out, kind of like it kind of remind me of like Saw a little bit, like kind of like this, like kind of like this Joker type mind game. It's like, let's make this fun, man. Let's make this fun. And I didn't tell them this was a Genesis token until afterward. And then when I told them, everybody was happy, like, oh, I got a Genesis, man. Oh, you know what I mean? It's like they won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So I like to keep the excitement going in my Discord with little things like that. I make a lot of announcements. So yeah, man, I'm just really getting into this. It's very fun, man. It's very fun.
Is there any projects you're really deep into, or like you really like? You know what I mean? Like, what are some of your favorite projects?
Um, Actually, my favorite project right now is actually Space Bugs Alpha. I'm the collab manager over at Space Bugs Alpha. The guys on the team, they got a similar spirit to how I'm running my project. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I can't really explain it. It's just a team of people that really want to protect the investors and help the holders thrive, you know, as a community. They're not really like, you know, everything's about the holders, man. Like it makes everything fun. You know what I mean? It makes everything a great experience, you know, overall. And kind of like that spirit is what I wanted to bring to my project, you know. Yeah, man, they're always talking about new ideas. It's just like when you hear the passion they have for the project is very infectious, man. So I love this project, man. I love Space Pug Alpha. I also like Boss Cat. I like Boss Cat Rocket Club a lot. For the same reasons, man. And some of the people in Space Pug Alpha were heavily invested in Boss Cat. So some of them kind of come from that same spirit, cut from that same cloth too, as well. So I really like their project. I like how it's ran as well. You know what I mean? So, you know, those are two projects that I really like in terms of not only just from an NFT perspective, but more so from like a business perspective. You know, I admire the business regimen, you know what I mean? Like of how they're running their projects. You know, it's like a game. Running your own project is like a game, you know, and it's a fun game that I'm finding out. And I'm like, oh man, it's more fun than collecting NFTs. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh man, I can make announcements. I can make people, you know, I can give people excitement. I can, you know, I can lift people up consistently. You know what I mean? Like I had someone in my Discord chat today was having a hard time and asked me to create a mental health section. I was like, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Like those type of things, you know, that's the reason why I do it. You know what I mean? It's very inspiring, very motivational. I like to be the voice, like the voice of the people, really, man. Like the people that feel like they don't have a voice, I speak for them. You know what I mean? So that's really what drives me. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. Shout outs to you. Anybody who does like mental health stuff, you know, a lot of people don't like to talk about it. And then, you know, maybe it seems like a lot of people maybe do want to talk about it, but it's really just that they're struggling and they don't have anything else on their mind except for their depression. So they can't help but talk about it. You know what I mean? So giving somebody an outlet on where they can get it off their chest is really important.
Yeah, it's very important because we all had days and, you know, had those times. It's a lot more common than people think, you know, even though people don't like to talk about it. But, you know, the best thing I feel to do is like tell somebody, even if it's just one person, you know, that person telling me today, you know, I was able to help them by creating a space to where they can talk about it, you know. You know, I opened up my line to talk to them as well. You know what I mean? Because I'm here. You know what I mean? But, you know, I know, especially dealing with the CNFT space and just crypto in general, you know, it's a big emphasis on earning money and getting money to pay your bills, man. That shit get real stressful, man, especially when you don't have a 9 to 5 and you're doing this full time. You know, it's a lot of pressure, you know what I mean? And you know, I can go through it daily. You know, I find my way around it or through it. Through it rather, but it's still there, in the back of the mind until Cardano blows, which we know is going to happen any given day. You know what I mean? But, you still got to deal with that stuff, and I'm pretty sure once, it does blow, it's still going to be some other stuff. You know what I mean? It's going to be something else, so. But
So
yeah.
are you still super bullish on average bears, or are you just is it something you're trying to flip and hold, something you actually believe in?
Man, I got rid of average bears, man.
You got rid of all of them?
Yeah, I got rid of all of them. The reason why is because when I was watching, like, man, I got a radar, man. I got a radar, right? So look, average bears, the art. I actually think average bears art is fire. I like the average bears art. And so I was kind of on the art, right? And then I start seeing what's happening with the floor, how the floor is going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. I was like, what is this, man? What is this, right? And so I seen it, and then I seen a couple bears sell for like 5 ADA. If you go look at their price, if you go look at their prices, you will see some things selling for 5 ADA randomly. And I'm like, is this a script running? You know what I mean? I was like, what is this stuff randomly selling for 5 ADA every now and then? And I was like, I don't know. I don't really. And then when I seen the floor crash a couple times to like 25 and 20, I was like, I don't know about this, man. That's when I got out, but yeah, when I was seeing it, I seen some stuff pop up 5 ADA every now and then. I'm like, what is this? Like 5 ADA?
But they look nice, don't they?
They do. They look great. I love the way they look. And then their Discord is like they had like a FUD moment. There was like a super FUD moment. Like it was like, I'm talking about like memes every 1 second, 2 seconds. I'm like, bro, what is this? What's going on? It just, I don't know, man. It just gave me manipulation vibes, but I don't know from what direction. It was just very confusing. I was like, so are people fudding this project this much? And then all of a sudden the FUD people would disappear, and then the price would go up on the floor. And I'm like, and then the FUD people will come back, then the floor goes back down. I was like, what is this? Like, I couldn't really make heads or tails of it. So I couldn't really analyze what was going on properly. So I was like, I'm out. Like, I'm out. Like, if it drops like really low, like literally like 15 ADA, I might buy a couple and just hold them forever, But yeah, it was too much for me, man. It's too much of a roller coaster. I can't really do it, man. I couldn't do it.
Dude, long holding projects sucks. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like, yeah, even if it drops to 15, like let's say it's 15 ADA, right? 5 years from now, that ADA could be worth like $20.
Yeah.
So now it's like, well, shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I try not to be too snobby. Like, I really don't. Like, my thing is like, I want to have something I can hold on to and not feel bad about, right? But like, man,
I bought a bear, right? An average bear, and I'm looking and he's not in here. Am I missing something?
Rios, click on the bear and then
they're right here.
Oh, right there.
Okay,
Wow.
okay.
See, they look pretty good. Like, double click on that.
I like the art. I really don't understand what's like. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that community. Like, the community is just weird to me. That's the only thing. Like, I think the project is solid, but the community is just weird. But I will say the founders did say something about having bots or something like that, and they're gonna have to clean up the bots. They did make a statement like that, and I was like, oh yeah, that probably would change a lot if you got a lot of bots in there and you can clean them up.
Bro, they knew they have bots, bro. They use that shit to help them mint. Are you kidding me? You got 19,000 people in less than a week, bro. You knew you had bots, and if anything, I feel like you were the ones bringing the bots. Like, and what was it? You had to invite 20 people to get a whitelist. Like, you asked for bots.
Oh yeah, facts.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And I bought them.
Yeah.
Look, I bought them. All right. I can say this. I bought 7 of them.
Yeah, I bought 9 of them. I had 9 of them. I was like, yo, let me just go ahead and take this L real quick. Take this L. Like I started selling them because I think I minted 5. I minted 5 and I picked up like 3 from aftermarket. And 2 of them was like, I bought them at like 38 or something like that below mint. But yeah, I just went ahead and took that L, man. I just took an L. I was like, I don't think I want to sit here and hold these and go through these the Hunger Games holding these beers, man, because this is not worth it, man. I was like, I'm just gonna liquidate. And you know what? Actually, shout out to them because they made me clean my wallet out, man. Like I literally took everything in my wallet that I was holding for no reason and sold it or sent it to another wallet, like a rug pull wallet. Like I was like, yo, I'm gonna just send everything. I want my mind clear when I look at my NFTs. I want to know what I'm holding, and that I just want to have what I'm holding in my wallet. Like, and that's it. I don't want to see nothing else. It's all distractions.
No,
So
I got myself my long-term wallet. I got myself my flip wallet. I got myself my garbage dumpster wallet where I just dump in my NFTs that I have no faith in.
For real, man, you gotta have that, man. You can't survive without that. Like it's too many NFTs out here, man. It's an NFT every single day. I'm putting out one every Friday myself. Shit, like.
Are you going to CNFT Con or no?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going. Definitely going. I already got my tickets and everything.
That's good. Yeah. Are you staying at the Westgate or are you not?
I'm not sure. I haven't even booked the hotel yet. That's the one that got the deals, right? The deal for Cardano people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm more than likely gonna book there. I probably need to go ahead and book it because I don't want to be booked out or booked up.
Yeah.
Man, what y'all think of the Yummy pump recently?
Man, I was sick, man, because I seen this guy on Twitter. He bought some dominoes with his Yummy coins. And I was like, is this dude buying dominoes with his Yummy tokens? So he bought dominoes and he was like flexing, like, look, I just bought it. And then I seen this other guy get like 1,000 ADA like in one epoch, like with like one Yummy. And I was like,
damn.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is this? He's like, bro, like, I don't know why people are not buying Yummies. 1,080 per epoch. And I was like at my computer about to click buy, and then I started doing something else. And then when I came back, it was like 1,000. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is crazy because it was like just at 600 yesterday. I was looking at it. I was about to buy one. And then it jumped up to 1,000. I was like, and these don't even get that much. Like the seasonal ones don't get as much Yummy as the OGs.
It depends on the season, though, right? I heard that you get double the rewards.
Oh yeah.
For October if you have the spoopy.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. So I have a spoopy. I got a regular, and unfortunately, that's it. But they're both staked. I love my Yummies. Yumi. I know somebody out there is like, he always says Yummy. Yes, I know it's Yumi. All right, whatever. I prefer Yummy.
Yeah, it looks like Yummy, dude.
It looks like Yummy.
Yeah, it does look like it looks like Yummy. Yeah, it does.
What about Makosi's? Have you guys seen anything about Makosi's or anything like that?
Yeah, I think it's a great project. I was in Makosi for a long time. I took profits before the land sale because I knew the land sale was coming. It was going to drop. So I took profits like at 550, I think, like 550. Took profits on those. I want to get back in when the game starts. So
what kind of game are they going to build?
They're actually building like a old school like Tamagotchi like manager pet type game.
Okay.
So I think that's going to be cool. I think that's very easy to accomplish. They already have the breeding game. The breeding game actually works. Like I breed it like 2 or 3. That was pretty cool. But it cost a mint, man. It cost to breed the Makasi. So after I started figuring that out, I'm like, hold on, this is costing me more to hold this than to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And if I would have did all of that and then bought the land, it's like, come on, I'm out like 1,000, 1,200 ADA, really. You know, I was like, what? Because every pair gets 10 breeds, and the 10 breeds I think start at 20 ADA, but it goes up like 2 ADA every time you breed.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, wow. I was like, no, I'm not getting caught up in this game. I'm just gonna sell and get back in later.
Does it reset after a certain amount of time?
No.
Oh,
you talking about the breed?
The cost?
No, the cost never resets. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I was like, oh, I'm hip to the game. No. I was like, yep, let me just get out. Planet Piles pumped. They pumped. I got
They were
in
at 100 at one point.
Yeah, I got in and got out too. Like,
nice.
I got in like right at, I think I got in at like 85 ADA and then got out at like 105.
Nice.
It was so smooth.
I got in at mint. So
wow.
Good.
I got in under mint. I bought 9 between like 12 ADA and 30.
That's
wow.
Good. Yep. I gave away 1, so now I got 9. But I'm just holding, man. I believe in stale. I mean, I think something will come of it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be great too, especially still left CNFT.io.
Yes, sir.
I seen that and I was like, oh, these are about to go crazy. I already knew it.
That was the best thing for him, to be quite honest with you. I really did.
Yeah.
I think that was the best thing for him. Dude, and CNFT.io came out with a new user interface.
I seen it.
Bro, people are still dogging on it so hard.
Yeah.
Man,
I haven't given it a fair shot, to be honest.
Me either, but I will say this. I seen something they tweeted. They kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And it was like while I was like registering my project, they were saying something like, I think JPG was talking about something about having problems with some policy ID or something like that. And they chimed in. They were like, that's why we don't work with small artists. We only work with the big artists from now on. Haha. And I was like, no one uses your platform, so why are you being snubbed like about your platform? So it was kind of weird. I seen them jump into it was just like a Twitter reply, and I guess they were just joking, but it was just weird. And then when I tried to actually register my project, it was actually hard for me to register my project. Like, it was weird. So it
was very funny. I distinctly remember it. The fact that like so it was an up and coming project. And I don't know if it was the Mars birds or not, but it was one of those projects that was trying to get certified on both. And it was the tale of two. They said it was the tale of two marketplaces, right?
That was it. That was the tweet I seen.
So JPG was like, hey, glad we could work this out for you, like whatever, la-di-da-di-da. And then the one on CNFT.io, he was like, oh, we only take on larger projects that have been here for a while, and that's who we really look to certify and verify, blah, 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 from now on. And so he was like, the funny thing is, we've had more secondary sales in the past couple of days than you've had the entire week just on our trades alone. And it was just, dude, it was so funny to see him like just clap back like that. It's like our entire project sold more on JPG than you sold in your entire marketplace in the past 2 weeks, like week. It was just like,
wow,
hilarious.
Damn,
hilarious. Yeah, it was like a mic drop moment.
Yeah, they need to. They need somebody on their team that's like, I don't know, man, more people friendly or somebody with some communication skills, man, because that was like horrible PR, man. They need some PR people.
Yeah. So, when you were showing your Discord, I saw that you were representing NFT Seeker. So shout outs to NFT Seeker as well.
Oh yeah, that's the
Like,
homie Miguel. Shout out to
yeah,
Miguel.
yeah. So, um, there's also Retroheads building theirs, and Retroheads just hired some developers. So I bought a few Retroheads in anticipation. What do you think about Retroheads at this price? Half off nearly. Do you think this is one of those good plays? They have the pills coming up too, the time capsules that'll push you either back in time or forward in time. Do you think this is a good play, or is it something you're not really looking at?
Well, first off, I always like Retrohead art. Like I thought their art was great. I always, yeah, their art is fire. I like their art, like the cartoon. You can't go wrong with the old school cartoon look. I didn't know they had a catalyst coming up though. Depending on how the art looks, I know they have their analytic tool coming up. Um, I don't know. That could possibly be a play, but I like their art. I always like their art. I feel like you can't really lose jumping in at 24 ADA. Like it looks like a win to me because the art is good. I always like the art.
Yeah, I don't know when their capsules are coming. I just know that that's a part of their roadmap. But the last announcement was 28th and 27th, and they talked about hiring 4 to 5 developers. And they said within a month, if everything goes right, they should be having their very first version of their analytics tool in development and working.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm not, I can't say that it's going to work, right? I can't say that in the next month it will be working, but your NFT, your Retrohead is your key to that website, that tool. And if it does work, I could see these being worth more than 25 ADA. I don't know what price, but more than that.
Yeah, I think you're gonna start seeing a lot of these tools come up, like NFT Seeker. I think that's probably gonna be the next wave too, because these sniping tools, Predator, and all of that stuff's really working. That stuff really works. Like you literally just set it and just go somewhere else and come back and you sniped everything off the floor. Like that is like that. I think that's actually taking the space to another level. So I think it's definitely needed. And yeah, thanks for bringing this to my attention. This could very well be a super play, especially if they come out with the tool. I mean, of course, we don't know when it's going to come out, but if you just pick some up and just hold them and forget about them, dump them off in the wallet. If they come through with this tool, this floor is definitely going to jump. Definitely.
I personally bought 11 of them. I was feeling froggy, yeah, but I don't have a lot of money and I'm trying to make a lot of money. So to me, this is kind of like me trying to do what could have happened with Mutant Toads and Mutant Crocs back before they had their announcement, and their floor went from like 30 all the way up to 500 or 458 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
This is me trying to do that in another, project. And sure, like I don't think even if the tool comes out that these will go to 500 whatever ADA, but it could go to 200, it could go to 100. I don't know where the floor is going to be.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. Yeah, I like your train of thought though, because these tools, like NFT Seeker, CNFT tools and stuff like that, you got to think about it like this, right? Think about CNFT tools with an actual NFT project before they launched CNFT tools. And then after they launched it and they became successful, then they came back with part 2 or season 2 for their project. Think about how huge it would have been, right? This is essentially what they're doing. They basically put out an NFT project first. So now the analytic tool comes out, and if it's a hit, they come back with this. Whoever owns this season, right, this first season, it's gonna be out of here like automatically. So yeah, like this is a great possible play. I'm glad you brought this up. I'm definitely gonna check this out.
What do you think, Cleanup?
I own Retroheads. Haven't paid that much attention, to be quite honest with you. I've just been on like more of my chilled Kong vibe. sort of deal. Just kind of waiting for June/July to happen, and so I haven't paid too much attention. I think what they're doing is okay. I think either the jump forward or the jump back right in time. The art's good. Like I think that's just fine. But I don't know. I just it's rough. I'm trying not to be like whatever, not salty, but just kind of like it
Because you
doesn't
minted them.
right.
I
And
understand.
so and so yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. Essentially, I
Yeah,
mean, I hold them in my wallet. Like I'm not like big
panic
on
selling.
them, but yeah,
Oh,
I'm just gonna see. I'm not panic selling them. I'm not doing anything. I held on to them. I liked them when they first came out, so I just held on to them.
yeah. So this is the other thing too. If you hold 1 to 4, you get access to the analytics tool and whitelist for season 2. If you hold 5 to 10, you get access to the tool, whitelist for season 2, and a discount. And then if you hold 11 or plus, so maybe it says 11 plus, maybe I need to. I'm assuming it's 11 or higher, but maybe I'll buy one more anyways. Access to data analytics tool, whitelist, mint discount, and free time capsule, which is going to be the season 2 airdrop. So I should be getting all those benefits. Maybe I'll mint season 2, maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll have to see what the hype's looking like at that time. But I bought a lot not for these benefits. I bought a lot so that I could flip a lot and hold a few.
I minted, and I got nothing rare. Like it was all crap. So it's just like, well, I mean, I doubt these are gonna sell for anything at mint price. So I'm just like, I'll just hold and see what happens. And I've just been kind of waiting ever since.
Yeah, I think the analytic tool alone is worth this. And all they got to do is come through with the tool, man. They come through with the tool. That's it. That's all they have to do. They come out with a beta or alpha or whatever. They come out with the tool. People like it. That's it, man. That's all it really takes for them to come out with this analytic tool. I feel like this was always their strong point, even though we like the art, right? But the utility of this analytic tool is top notch, man. This analytic tool, this sniper and predator stuff. I seen this stuff work, man. This stuff is crazy, man. Like right now, I think CNFT Jungle is making a killing off of subscriptions for that. Like they doing subscriptions for Predator. Like you can pay in Yummy tokens, you can pay in ADA. Like this stuff makes a killing, man. Do they have anything where they talk about earning any kind of royalties from the analytic tool or anything like that?
Let me go look at the white paper right quick.
Yeah, because if you earn anything from that, that would be crazy.
20% of all royalties will go to a specific set of holders. Oh, yep. So this is rough. All right, let me show you this because this is hard. It's hard to own this. If you hold, this is the Headhunters, 35 unique heads. This gives you the royalty distribution. So
Oh, so
they
you
have
gotta own
35 different heads. So you need to own at least 35 of these.
That's why the floor is still up like that. Because the floor is not exactly low. 25 ADA, 25, 30 ADA. It's not low. It makes somebody think twice about picking up 35. So the people that got 35, they have their 35. They're not letting them go. They're not letting them go their 35. So that's actually a great sign. That's a great sign.
What happened with Overexposed?
Oh man,
Black paper, man. Black paper. People did not like it. And I will say that's actually been a trend here lately too. I'm starting to see a lot of projects. They released that white paper or black paper. And then people like drop the floors on them, man. Clapes just released their roadmap and they did the same thing. They kind of dropped in price rather than go up because people didn't
This
get
is not
what
what
they were
I.
expecting.
This is not what I expected. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
fucking upset.
Bro, it makes no sense either, man. What did you expect? Why did you expect something crazy? Why? What could you have possibly expected?
Because
Bro.
I needed my $1 million yesterday, dog.
Exactly,
your
but
J-
like,
Bought your
Bro.
JPEG for 100. You're supposed to give me $1 million now.
it's like, what could they
Bro.
have said though? What could they have said that would have made these go up?
Free shit all over the
No,
place.
that wouldn't have made them go up. You know why?
I
I
don't think so
know.
either.
They were too hype. Coming in. So it's somewhere they had to fall. They had to fall somewhere within the timeline. They were too hype. If they would have came in less hype, and if it was less hype, man, then this would have been like probably still around 500, 600 if they were less hype. But they came in on the hype train, and you can't live up to that hype. There's nothing in the world you can tell somebody when they're hyped up. Like, they're already hyped. Whatever you give them, they're good on it, right? So they hyped everybody up so high that it was easy for them to let people down. And that's what they did with the black paper. And it was it.
Max holding up still. I mean, Genesis rather. Not too bad.
That's the problem. They were saying that Genesis gets all the benefits and Mechanism didn't really get that many benefits at all.
They changed the white paper, I heard, though. They had originally only 100 people from the mechs would get whitelisted, and they changed it, I think, to 1,000.
I mean, it's still not enough.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like definitely an improvement for damn sure, but
yeah,
it's like, you know, we bought this to be a part of your project. You know, we want to be a part of it. We want to mint the other stuff.
Yeah. I think they're focused on expansion. They want to expand too fast.
Well, this mint was only 100, right?
150 or 100 if you were a holder of Genesis.
Okay, so it's a little. Yeah, but now we're talking about cornucopias being like.
Yeah, that's nothing compared to cornucopias.
Yeah, like let's backtrack
or
here. Yeah, Eco Nikos, dude. Like that's making this look like little crumbles. You know what I'm saying?
I think somebody called it a Conicos the other day, and I was like, "Oh shit, have I been saying it wrong the whole time?"
Oh yeah,
No, it's
Eco Nikos.
Eco Nikos, of course.
Just like it's yummies, man.
Maybe it's like a Conicos. Yeah, maybe it's.
I don't know.
It's a Conicos.
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Tomato Eco Nikos, you know.
I think it's Eco Nikos, you know, and
I don't know.
Till my dying day. That's it.
I also think I think also their season 2 too, because their season 2 is like almost like a beat maker. It's like a music beat maker project, right?
Yeah.
And I think that also kind of turned people off too, because this one is like a PFP style project, you know, and they're looking like, where does this music come from? Like, and they're literally season 2, you're minting like instruments, literal instruments to make beats with overexposed. And so I can see how that turn off somebody who doesn't make music. Like, so that would make sense too as well.
Yeah, it's so rough, man. It is very rough, especially for like music NFTs.
Mm-hmm.
It is very, very difficult. You know, don't get me wrong. Like, you're from ATL. If you did a fucking collab with Jermaine Dupri or Luda down there, like sure, that would do something. But anything short of that, I don't know what would happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's my angle on the whole music NFT thing is really consistency, really. It's just consistency and playing the game, like playing the whole market with supply and demand. It's all about supply and demand, right? You know, y'all went to my singles and you're like, oh, well, what the fuck? Like, the floor is high. Like, what's going on? Supply and demand. Because if I just come out and say, oh, I want as many people as possible to hear my music, that's not going to be the right play, because then my NFTs wouldn't be worth anything. But if I have people in my community saying, oh, I own this, and you can't have that, you can't get it, haha, you got to buy it from me. That is the way you got to play music. You got to play it like that. If you don't play it from that angle, you're gonna lose every time. You're gonna lose. That's what's gonna make everybody's gonna take notice of me because of how I'm doing it, right? Because if let's say Snoop Dogg, he's in the space now, right? Snoop Dogg's in the space now. Snoop Dogg's one day gonna say, who else is in Cardano making music, right? And when he asks that question, my name is gonna pop up because of how I'm strategically doing it, right? I'm the biggest music artist in the metaverse. How are you not gonna hear me? You know what I mean? So it's all kinds of like genius, like not genius, but all kinds of marketing, PR. It's all kinds of stuff. But I have all this experience from my past lives of doing music. Like I was signed to labels, like I had record deals, and all that different stuff. So it's a culmination of all these different things that you have to do and put into play and manage the community and all this stuff. I was doing all of this stuff in my when I was signed to a label. I was actually like the manager inside the group. Like I was a group and I was signed to a record label, but I would be the one shaking hands with execs and founders and and talking to other ARs and PRs and all these different positions. So that's why I have experience with actually, applying all this different knowledge that I have towards it. To create high floor prices and all of this other stuff. So, but yeah, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's not simple at all. You just can't come in it as an artist. I didn't come into this game as an artist. I came into this game as a businessman. I own a production company. A record label. Like I own multiple companies already when I came into this. So that's what I'm coming with. I'm moving as a entity, like a literal entity, business entity. So I'm not coming in as, oh, I'm an artist and I'm trying to make it. No, I've been there and done that. When I was 15 years old, that's what I was trying to do. Like, and I've evolved way beyond that. You know what I mean? So that's how I move now. But if you're coming in on a different boat, man, like, yeah, you would have to partner up with Jermaine Dupri or whoever else. You know what I mean? And get signed basically. But that's the whole point of Web 3.0. No one's trying to get signed. I don't want to get signed. I sign myself. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's a lot. And that's with everything going on with Web 3.0, not just music.
Yeah. Hey man, brother. I'm gonna have to end it pretty soon though. I know it's getting late. I know
I gotta work in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you, man, for coming on. This was definitely short notice too, so I appreciate you just jumping on, man. You're the fucking GOAT, bro. I love your music. I love what you're doing. The awesome world, bro, is coming. It's coming.
Yep.
So
appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. If anybody wants to go check out, which you should, AwesomeisJayell, all of his socials are in the description below. Go check out iCleanup, Lucky Lizard Club, gang, gang. But yeah, if any of this content was helpful or helped you, live your day, get through whatever you're getting through, awesome, man. Give me a like and subscribe and get outside, see your family, see your friends. We're here to make more money so we can spend more time with them. Till next time, guys. Peace.
Peace.